Rising's great people. I'm your host, KCDG, King Crucial the Great. This is the Table of Greatness. I'm with my co-host, King Chaos the Great.
Yo, happy.
Yo, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, stay updated with our newest and latest posts. Now, with that up out the way, what were we talking about?
You
We were
know,
talking about the youngest
little bit.
president.
Oh yeah, hey. So currently, the youngest president is a is an African. We're gonna bring it up real quick. But I ain't want to bring him up first though, for real though. So we gonna do is we gonna stick to your topics though, for real though. Say, you know what I'm saying? We ain't even gonna go there first. We gonna we not gonna let you track me like that. Nah, we gonna stick to the split zip. Yeah, nah. First thing on the agenda, we gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Tucker. Oh dang, I skipped one, but we gonna start with Tucker though. We're gonna start with Tucker though.
But the chat with us, he just loaded that one back in the chamber.
Hmm?
You put that one back in the chamber.
Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna put him back. Yeah. Nah, you tried to play that. That was a good one. No. We gonna start. We gonna
Uh,
start here. Tucker Carlson explains how the FBI and CIA conducted a coup to take out President Richard Nixon with the help from journalist Bob Woodward. Okay, that was a. So first of all, before we pull this up, I would like to say that we know, we we know that the government is going to do government things, as in the issues into their own hands that they see fit. My issue is that this stuff comes up so late that we can't like benefit from it.
benefit how?
Like, what is it? What good does it do us knowing now? What good does it know what happened to Richard Nixon now in 2025? What change or benefit as a society will we receive from this new information?
Well, it could give you insight into what's been done so it can't happen again and how it's been done so it can't happen that way. But like you said, it is kind of irrelevant because now it's just newer ways to take people out to
Right.
be covered up. So,
That doesn't
yeah,
even phase us anymore.
but that's kind of pretty much the whole point of the government play because, you can't prosecute anyone that's not here anymore.
Let's see. Did you know JFK was about to force AIPAC? What's the AIPAC to register as a foreign agent in 1960? I don't even know what that is. So it's like, this is not the first time where we've had a president to try to do good for his people, just for them to do what they want to do with that individual, and then force us to deal with the consequences and then reveal the truth later on. Like, I don't understand why we have to continue to go through this. If you're gonna do something to us, do it. Don't bring it up again.
And that's why I say, man, those attacks on Trump was just swept under the rug, talking about it was a publicity stunt. Nah. With this type stuff coming out, can you really still follow that narrative or believe that narrative at all?
I mean, they always doing something. We can't seem to win. Let's see. Copy. Oh, yeah, that's the one I got up. Let me show you what I got. This is a Thriller the Gorilla, or
Have you ever wondered how we got to this point where one of the biggest lobbying groups in America can openly brag that they are representing a foreign country? This is from APAC's website, but somehow they don't have to register under the FARA Act as someone acting on behalf of a foreign actor. They literally brag about how many millions they spent and about how 98%.
I know I got great service. I don't know why you want to pause up on me.
Their buying of our politicians was successful this election cycle. Did you know that they were actually this close to having to register as a foreign agent before a certain thing happened? Here, I'll show you, and I'll show you where you can find all these primary sources too.
Okay.
If you go to this URL right here, israellobby.org/AZCDOJ, it's a history of when AIPAC almost had to register as a foreign agent. And back then, they were known as the American Zionist Council. Right there, the American Zionist Council. Out that President John F. Kennedy was about to force them to register under FARA. And this is a history of all of the original documents that pertain to the legal case. And when you click on any of these links, it'll take you to...
Okay, I retract my previous statement. Now I see why we figure out the truth later on. So now we know that who you used to be, where you messed up at, and who you tried to play in order to get this done. And now you're trying to play who we got in place right now. So it's just history repeating itself. It just took somebody with enough time. Hush, Siri. Not enough time for us in this world to go back, each and every one of us. But if we do our due diligence and listen to some of these people who have the time to do the research, we can find out where media has constantly bent us over without lubrication.
To put it lightly.
Original archived sources of the actual documents from the actual testimonies that you can read. Even cool little snippets like this that say federal lawyers are near a decision on whether to require the AZC to register as an agent of the Israeli government. And back in June and July of 1963, the federal government was nearing a decision requiring the American Zionist Council registering as an agent of the Israeli government. Americans of whatever faith believe firmly that America is their country and America alone. The Zionist lawyer, Mr. Lenvin, advised that public registration would be injurious to the American Zionist Council. You might notice that the Honorable Donald Rumsfeld was involved. And as 1963 went on, it all heated up. And by October of 1963, they were saying things like forms are enclosed for the use of the American Zionist Council in registering under the Foreign Agents Registration Act. But then what happened in November of 1963?
Right.
There's a cover-up that's about to happen here. The president who was spearheading the whole thing just suddenly wasn't there anymore. And to be clear, I would never infer that Israel had anything to do with that whole thing. I'm just saying it was really convenient timing that it happened to turn out that way. And then in December of 1963, we get this document. As you know, our client is not prepared to register as an agent of foreign principal or to concede that it is subject to the registration requirement. December 11th, 1963. And to this day, the single most influential big money group in Democratic electoral politics is not registered as a foreign actor. Although the U.S. Justice Department clearly states that FARA requires the registration of anyone that represents the interests of the foreign principal before any agency or official of the U.S. government. All the rest of that also applies. That's just the most obvious statement. Because if they were registered under FARA, they would have to disclose where all the money's coming from. And they don't want to. So they just don't. And that's how we wind up with screens like this. And with AIPAC openly bragging on the internet about how they pay to get candidates to win, despite their policies being clearly unpopular with regular people in America. And that's why it's so important that we stop China from subverting our democracy by controlling what we see on our social media apps. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy.
I want to go back to what he said about JFK and December 11th. Did you see the video that showed that the driver reached back and shot him?
No, I didn't
You didn't
see
see
that.
that? You didn't see that?
Nah.
All right. So I'm about to send that to you right now. And and I want you to tell me what you see. But from my perspective, it looks like the driver does turn around, look at JFK, and fire some kind of device.
I found it. I found it. I found it.
All right. I'm going to put that up for the people.
New film footage has emerged of President John F. Kennedy's motorcade rushing to a Dallas hospital just moments after he was shot in 1963. Now, the images have been in the possession of the family of the late Texas businessman who filmed it. It rather shows a Secret Service agent standing over Kennedy, who cannot be seen in the speeding limo. The film will be auctioned off later on this month.
Nope, that wasn't it. I got you. Yeah, I sent it to your FB, to your messenger. They said auctioned off. That's crazy. And is it
Nah.
really?
Right, listen, nah, because it would have been a bigger problem if it would have been confiscation.
Right.
It's private property.
Facts.
Yeah, they said a late Texas man, meaning he had it all this time. He died, and then whoever inherited the property is the one who put it out there. So there's a lot to that. I can say. If the government would have just popped, if that would have surfaced, and well, see, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All right, just for legal purposes, we must know that viewers' discretion is advised. This
And
may be
everything I just said was alleged. Yeah, alleged. Allegedly, the driver shot JFK.
it is just
Mhm.
stuff.
But you tell me
that
what you see with your eyes. Yeah, let us know down in the chat. Yeah, you got to blow that up. As mentioned by William Cooper. Okay, watching the driver. Run it back. Run it back. Did you see?
Yeah.
He turned around, bro, and Kennedy head went back when he already leaning forward.
Damn.
Yeah. So I don't know what to do with that, right? When the people that's hired to protect you taking you out, man, that's a tricky situation. But politics is evil, man. God dang. Politics
You
is
see this?
crazy.
A confession from the man who shot JFK. An hour and 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to check that out. Oh, you trying to check it out right now?
Oh no. Oh no. That's for me. We'll review it another time.
But yeah, that's you got. I think that deserves its own episode.
Yes, sir. That's going to be interesting.
Oh, I'm ready for it. What we got? What else we got? We shouldn't have too much more left.
Yeah, so my boy. He not really my boy, but I support what he's doing as far as a job is concerned. Got something for ya. So
It's only one or two things.
Elon, Mr.
Yep.
Musk,
Gotcha.
has reposted something that I found a little interesting. Yeah, see?
What you talking about?
And Elon's reposted this, and all he said was exactly. So we know he feels very strongly about this here.
We need to understand the real reason why USAID is in Africa. And not just USAID, but other NGOs. You look at DFID, which is the British equivalent, and many other smaller ones. Their sole purpose was to act as if they're coming to rescue Africa. They are coming in claiming that they're introducing grassroots initiatives that are going to help the people. And so they use that as a way to go into the most remote parts of Africa. When you look at it on paper, it all looks really good. But they're actually wolf in sheep's clothing. They are using that open access sounding humanitarian to constantly destabilize governments. I can tell you right now, the majority of African leaders, and not just African leaders, but leaders in the developing world, are celebrating the exit of USAID. If you think about it, their sole purpose, for example, filling in the gaps in healthcare and education, where is the change? Show me one country that USAID was in and education improved. Show me what country where USAID was in and healthcare improved. The social services they're bringing, it's peanuts. The American taxpayer needs to know the billions of dollars that are being given to USAID, a fraction is making it to the people.
Now that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, kind of crazy. So, based on the information we've recently been receiving from Doge, in particular, supports this, but not only in reference to Africa, but with any and everything that USAID is a part of.
This is true. And you made a strong point about naming one country that has benefited from them being in their country. You can't really name one off top for real.
I mean, even if we look at Ski in his situation, even though we will be coming to his rescue as a country, it is based on a deal for resources. But we don't want to talk about it because it's a non-black country. And so we don't want to use one of our black bullets for a non-black country.
Mm-hmm. So,
We got that.
what do you
That-
think about the stance that Elon had about South Africa now with this new information?
Elon reposted this purely to support what he is doing right now in the United States. It has nothing to do with his feelings on the policies in Africa.
So you feel that he still stands for what he stood for back then?
That is, we have to learn to separate personal feelings from business decisions.
That's definitely a difference. But
We're gonna bring
I
y'all up.
make
We're gonna
that
bring,
I
we're gonna
make
bring
that
y'all up.
to say I make that point to go to make the statement to say that
Bring y'all up to this.
he's liable to do so, is that he could see both sides of the fence, right?
Intelligence says that I can clearly see the information, whether I agree or disagree with it. And he clearly used this information of this well known and very respected individual to clearly state, hey, all I'm doing is finding the missing money. And this lady here, who has no reason to support what I'm talking about, is saying the same thing.
Now let me ask you this. If the opposite party, let's say they won, you think Elon would still
Elon would not be in this
I
position.
know
There
Elon would
not
do
be
the
a
job.
government. There would not be a
I know
government.
Elon would do the job, but do you
There would
think that
not
they
be
will
a
allow
government
Elon
audit.
to do the job?
There would not be a talk of any sort of government department auditing if the other party would have won.
Exactly.
Because business as usual. They were playing the game as they needed to, and it was screwing us, but they were winning, and nobody had anything to say about it.
And
But now we
how
have,
many X amount of dollars has been found since?
man,
Of misplaced dollars, I should
at
say.
least half of $1 trillion. At least half of $1 trillion.
Do you think that that's worth killing the president?
I mean, they've done it for less. It look like they tried to kill him for like 14 million. It looks like we've seen presidents killed for less than $50 million.
Mm-hmm. So I say
How
that
much money
this
you
is
think was
definitely a
exchanged for Lincoln to be
legacy.
killed?
What happened?
How much money you think was exchanged to have Lincoln killed? I don't even think they spent the equivalent of $2,000 for that to go down.
I say that to say that this is already a legacy administration, bro. Within the first year,
This
it's going to
campaign,
make America pivot. Whether it's right or wrong is yet to be found out yet, but this is going to be a big pivot in history right here.
this it was just a time for it to come. You know what I mean? That no matter where it is in the world, evil will have a limited time to reign, and it's by design, and it's not a design in which we created. So usually we create the problems because of our ignorance. We fail to see the solutions are soon to follow. And we were in a position as a country, in a society, we had degraded ourselves to a point where we need a reset. And this is a reset because if you're honest with your money, you'll be more comfortable being honest with everything else. And we're a very lying society right now. People living multiple lives and fake body parts and fake spiritualities and fake fame and fake wealth and fake knowledge and fake wisdom, and it's just time for a reset. It's It's time for us to be okay with using discernment to find the truth and accepting the truth and moving on to progress so that the generations under, behind, after us get an opportunity to win.
Facts. I came across this video, some about teachers of TikTok teachers. And it's a crazy trend going on of saying that the kids are just not, they don't have the attention span. They can't sit in the chairs. They just off the walls. Like the attention span is like 30 seconds. Anything past 2 minutes is, you know, they can't retain the information. And that's where I feel like tech is having that side effect on the human brain. I should say the youth more so, with them being in front of the screens more than we were for a week in a day. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So me personally, I just try to limit screen time, touch grass, as the youth would say.
I got a you got anything else? I don't think, did you have anything? I don't think you had nothing else on the agenda.
It's time for the curveball.
No, no. I got something for you. I got that bullet I was gonna talk about earlier. So
Hold up,
talking
hold
about,
up. You got to pull it out the chamber. Come on. We
so
was
check it
talking
out,
about
right?
the youngest president in the world, right?
Yeah, youngest president in the world
Now,
right
you know
now.
I'm gonna have to clip this, right? I'm gonna have to clip from the beginning to here. So yeah, I'm ahead of you. Go ahead.
So hey, listen, man, check it out. So I was doing some death scrolling, and this post came across my screen, and it said the youngest president in the world right now. Right, it was an African guy, and I don't want to murder his name, but it said Ibrahim Traore is how I think it's pronounced, because uh, Burkina Faso is the country he is in control of right now, and they were a French colony that got their independence in the '60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've been having a lot of rebel issues and unsanctioned groups causing chaos and not allowing the country to thrive. So he was a part of a coup, and they took over him and some of the younger officers in the military for this country, Burkina Faso, took over the government. And since he's taken over in 22, he has eliminated the debt to the West. He has donated farm equipment and seed. He's opened refineries, and he has done a deal with Russia to build a nuclear plant. I think he showed up on my timeline because I looked at an article where the French government was mad at him because he had turned down their financial aid before this whole USAID ban happened.
Mm-hmm.
Way before, like 22, 23. And it's just funny to me that the French government told him that he was going to fail without their help. But he seems to be doing a really good job. And we've reached a time in our in the world's history where even Africa has the opportunities to like be self-sufficient. And so if the poorest places on the planet, because of the constant bleeding of resources over time, that in the position that I'm in here in the United States, I should take full advantage of the opportunities that I have here, because from where he was sitting, he was either going to be a mercenary, a victim, or a yes man. Uh, and he chose to be a leader. And so I think that's just an example that we as men, wherever you are, whoever you are, should follow, into paying attention to your environment, uh, assessing the value of where you are, and then really doing all that you can. Because the only thing we really control is the energy we put into a situation and some of our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with the limited range of control that we really have in reality,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we have to put that intention into success in order to gain it. And I just want to bring him up because the inspiration I received from the decisiveness uh, is so crazy. There has been very few stories originating in Africa with such a strong smell of success. It's, even if they wipe him out, there's nothing they can do to eliminate what he has already accomplished. And when you look at everything he's done, he remains a captain in the military receiving captain pay. He doesn't want the president pay. And then he raised the national income, or national, like the minimum wage, basically up 5% for everybody, while not taking anything to himself. He doesn't have his family in the public eye. He don't drive. He always in the military. You know, like he is the exact opposite of Ski Ski. He is the greatest example of a leader in our current history.
You gotta
From
understand, Zelensky only got that battery in his back because of the Biden administration. Those was deals cut by Hunter Biden, whether they allegedly cut by Hunter Biden and the big man. If you read, there's a book about it. I hate that I can't source it right now. Probably end up having to put it in the description. But yeah, buddy, Big Biden was getting 10% of every deal, man. 5-10% of every deal. He was the big man. So it's like it was a reason why we didn't hear about Ukraine and Russia until then. And then you gotta understand and realize what happened to get to that point where Biden got into office, bro. A whole virus broke out, like a global pandemic broke out, bro. Trump get impeached twice, a riot at the White House, bro. It's like, what's the facts come out about that whole situation? I think it's gonna cause an uproar in America. And I see you just picked up the video that I sent you on the messenger. So we're gonna get into this curveball and pull it up. We're gonna get into this curveball.
Oh
Because
my god.
this ties in what we talking about with the topic of the day and the USAID, UNICEF, and all of that.
Oh my god. Why do you torture me like this?
I gotta do it, bro.
make me call your parents.
You're quite hilarious. I have white parents, you f***ard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did they forget to put mirrors in the house? Oh! Because you're black. Yeah, very black. African American. Negro. Yeah, all of the above. This nigga must have forgot color mode was on or some shit. I swear to God, I'm not paying him to do this, Chad. He's just doing it. Let me ask you something. You talk about getting adopted by this Caucasian couple like it's a flex. Doesn't that just mean you got abandoned at spawn? I mean, let's really talk about it. They practically abandoned you like a wild Pokemon. So, like, what orphanage did your white parents choose to adopt you from, if you don't mind me asking?
Actually, Ethiopia.
Oh my God, it just keeps getting better. You're an immigrant? Holy shit. Wait, so you are one of those starving kids in those UNICEF commercials that they used to put on TV back in the day? Shit is a scam, Chad. They told me to donate $1 a day, save a child's life. Look at this. Look at how my dollar ended up.
I've hung out with black people before. Bro, you look like Aunt Jemima.
I'm gonna give you one last. All right, I'm on my lunch break.
I wanted you to play that just to say those are the true enemies of the culture, bro. Like, it's okay to be weird, but for you to pretend like you're not, the color of your skin is completely delusional, bro. Bro said you got white parents. What do that mean?
Yo, first of all, I died. He said, so you was one of them starving kids on TV. Yo. Yo, hey, I'm about that. Hey, listen. Yo, first of all, oh my gosh. Oh.
Hey.
Oh boy.
I said, look what my dollar did. He said, it's a scam, chat. Look what my dollar became. Oh my God. Yeah, that was one of the roasts. I had to share that with you, bro. We was talking about USAID and all of that. What it's not doing. That's what it's doing. It's building these type of niggas. God. They coming over here being adopted by white families, acting bougie and shit. And that has been my curveball of the day. I say.
Oh, that was a good one.
Something about best forget.
Yeah. My hands was on my knees. That bit went right over home plate. I didn't swing at that one at all.
Yo.
There was nothing I could do.
That nigga said you was abandoned at spawn. That's crazy.
And the stone face killed me, boy. He couldn't say nothing. The boy was dead, Mallet. Oh man.
She was abandoned that spawn. That shit took me out, bro.
The gong. That's what be getting me. The bong. That be getting me, boy, because that face was stone. Couldn't do nothing, bro. That. And it's so sad that oh man, it kills me when people think that you it's like you cannot be
a privilege already, bro. It's truly a privilege. And with that being said, this has been an episode of the Table of Greatness. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check us out at yougottoLoveYourself.com. I hope I got that right for you down there.
I mean, I don't know how you could get it wrong, Nick.
Say that. And with that, as always, people, think with greatness.